Chef, what you cooking up?
So, while everybody's joking and pranking people, let's talk about the real origins of April Fool's Day or April 1st, right? So, I love this because this is like so deep. Like, people have correlated with the flood story. Some people have correlated with some Egyptian mythologies and even just some silly shit that happened in Rome where people will walk around fooling people dressed up as somebody they dislike and would be playing practical jokes and pranks. Dates way back to the 1500s, right? So I know I posted on Facebook. I don't know if I posted on here, but with the New Year's, it wasn't on January 1st. It's never January 1st. That's a trick, right? So the real New Year's is in the end of March, and the change happened when France went from the Julian calendar and switched over to the Gregorian calendar. Even though the Julian calendar is wrong too. Like, I could go deep as fuck with this calendar shit because calendar magic and time is one of the strongest magics. But we ain't going down that rabbit hole yet. So, boom. A lot of different cultures around the world still to this day celebrate the New Year on April 1st as opposed to January 1st. So a lot of that ties into it too. So April Fool's Day or All Fool's Day is an annual custom on the 1st of April consisting of practical jokes and hoaxes. Jokesters often expose their actions by shouting April Fools at the recipients. Mass media can be involved. Everybody gets involved with April Fools, right? And it has been relatively common in the world historically. But like, how did this day come to be? Origin of April Fools. Some historians speculate that April Fool's Day dates back to 1582 when France switched from the Julian calendar to the Gregorian calendar, as called for by the Council of Trent in 1563. The Julian calendar, as in the Hindu calendar, the new year began with the spring equinox around April 1st. People who were slow to get the news or failed to recognize that the start of the new year had moved to January 1st and continued to celebrate it during the last week of March through April 1st. They were correct, became the butt of jokes and hoaxes and were called April Fools. These pranks included having paper fish placed on their backs and being referred to as poisson d'avril. April fish, said to symbolize a young, easily caught fish and a gullible person, which is ironic because the people that were actually gullible were the ones that were celebrating it on January. So historians have also linked April Fool's Day to festivals such as Hilaria, which was celebrated in ancient Rome at the end of March by followers of the cult Sybil. It involved people dressing up in disguises and mocking fellow citizens and even magistrates, and was said to be inspired by the Egyptian legend of Osiris, Isis, and Seth. So April Fool's Day really, when you look back at it, is just like propaganda that the churches and the powers that be push to kind of make the people that wanted to celebrate the old ways and the correct ways, which was following the moon cycles. But like I said, we'll dive into all that time magic and chronos shit later. But for the most part, it's grown to a worldwide holiday that's pushing the narrative of the new year starting in January.